Hello, friends, and welcome back to Emily's Game. This week is Pirate Week, and for Pirate Week, we have been given a ship by Robert Space Industries to give to you, a member of my community. This ship features the Skull Crusher paint, an LTI insurance package, and all wrapped in a game starter package. So stay tuned for details on that, and in the meantime, we're going to honor Pirate Week with a little something that I've created in honor of this ship.
From the black void we come, a titan painted in skulls. One shall claim her, aye, but only one. Stone, paint of the Skull Crusher, crimson and dread. She sails for the living, she sails for the dead. The Titan be yours if ye dare claim the fight. Yo ho, yo ho, heave ho, Titan in sight. Dark is the prize for the bold pirate soul. Yo ho, 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 ho. The Corsair be jealous, the Asgard burns bright. The Ursa rolls heavy through the endless night. But the Titan, she waits for her captain of fate. Her Skull Crusher livery seals your dark fate. Titan be yours if ye dare claim the fight. Ho, 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 yo ho, heave ho, Titan in sight. Dark is the prize for the bold pirate soul. Ho, ha, 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 yo ho, 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 yo ho. Blood. Only one shall take her. Through fire and blood, the Titan be yours. Take the Skull Crusher crown. Ho, 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 yo ho, heave ho, none drag her down. The Titan awaits for the pirate most bold. Ha, 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 yo ho ho. One Titan, one victor. Will it be ye?
My friends, I really hope you enjoyed that. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments about that. If you like the song, if you like the music, I worked pretty hard on that one, trying to get the right feel for the Pirate Theme Week. But there you have it, friends. This giveaway is made possible by Robert Space Industries and Cloud Imperium Games. They provided me this Avenger Titan starter pack with LTI and the brand new Skull Crusher paint for the Titan for one lucky winner. While the prize is provided courtesy of RSI and CIG, neither RSI, CIG, YouTube, nor any other social media platform are sponsoring or are responsible for this giveaway or this video. This giveaway is entirely run by me. Before we get into the ship breakdown, let's talk about the giveaway. We're using Gleam to keep the giveaway fair and simple. Gleam is a giveaway platform where you'll log in and you can complete a few easy actions to earn entries. The more entries you earn, the more chances you'll have to win. The link's in the description and in a pinned comment on this video. Just click it, follow the steps, and you've registered. We'll be choosing our winner on Saturday, September 27th at 5 p.m. So friends, definitely register. You got plenty of time to do it. Let's go over the Avenger Titan. It is arguably one of the best all-around starter packs in Star Citizen. It's combat capable, it has room for cargo, and it's tough enough to survive fights. There is a cargo bay quirk, which I will show you here shortly. And then, of course, our Skull Crusher paint makes the Titan look mean, black and bone white with a vibe that fits right in with the Pirate Week. So whether you're a trader, a bounty hunter, allywag of the space lanes, the Titan's a ship that'll serve you well. One lucky soul will claim it with lifetime insurance and a look that crushes all before it. Could it be you? I don't know. Let's go over a little bit about the ship and do a quick tour. We'll do a quick walkthrough and then a couple of gotchas about the ship when it comes to cargo. This is your cargo bay. It is capable of carrying up to 8 SCU of cargo. Forward of your cargo bay, you do have a living quarters. Your components are nestled in above the bed, although those are not accessible at present. You can change those out within your mobiGlas. There are no other discernible features that are accessible to the player within this area. There is also not any internal storage, none that I'm aware of. You will notice that there is a fuse required option up here. As of this date, there is no fuse you can replace on this ship. Not a big deal. Not yet, but soon that may be. Moving forward of the cabin area, you will step into the cockpit, a one-seater, very clear field of view with this canopy. Wonderful ship, friends. I love this ship. It was actually my second ship. I went from the Aurora to this when I started playing, and it was just a wonderful machine. I do have R-doors and attritions equipped to it. If you saw the video, these are the weapons that I used primarily in the fighting that I did for that video. I've also got the bombs attached to this particular ship. Now, these are not included in the giveaway. These were just so I could show you the upper end capacity of its capabilities. All right, friends, now just a few gotchas here with cargo. It will carry 8 SCU of cargo, right? That's great for a starter ship, but having 2 4 SCUs does not work for this ship. You cannot get those in there. I don't like it, but it's just is what it is. So what about a 4 SCU? You should be able to get 4 SCUs in there. But, my friends, I'm afraid it fights you. It looks like it might fit, but no matter how hard you try, it pops it right back out, it bounces the ship around. Hell, it's probably going to cause the ship to explode. So you might be able to find a way to get them in there. It is not worth the hassle. So those are out as well. So with that being said, that leaves you with 2 SCU size boxes or 1 SCU size boxes. These will fit in there just fine. They will snap to the grid. So they fit nice and snug in there. That right there is 4 SCU. You get 2 more 2s, or you can stack 4 1 SCU boxes in here otherwise. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect, right? Oh wait, there's a problem. I can't get to my cockpit. This is terrible. No, it's actually not. There's a way around this. I've heard a lot of people complain about this. They don't like the ship because it's not usable. Well, friends, let me show you this. In case you win the ship and you are not aware of this, you can enter the ship by way of the cockpit. If you come up front here, you will see a ladder option. Click it. It'll let you in. And now you're in the seat. Now, when you exit the seat, by default, it will send you to the back of the ship. Well, you're going to run into that same issue where you cannot exit the ship. That's not a problem again. From the pilot seat, simply hold your F interaction menu and look to your left. Over here, somewhere, there will be an exit ship option. You just simply click that and you will exit the ship. However, in 0G, if you need to look up, you'll see an exit 0G option up here. So this is when you're in space. On a planet, in atmosphere, it's over here on your left. Exit that. And you exit the ship. All right, friends, there you have it. The beautiful Avenger Titan in the Skull Crusher paint, wrapped up in a starter pack with LTI insurance. All courtesy of Robert Space Industries. We want to thank them for giving us this opportunity to give back to my community. So friends, don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribing helps you stay in the know of when I give away another ship or when I choose a winner. I appreciate the like and the subscribe, and I love the comments, so definitely leave me some feedback on how you feel about this ship, about the Skull Crusher paints, or about the song that you might have heard in the video I made earlier. Guys, I love you, and I'll catch you in my next episode. Take care. Have a wonderful night. Bye. Hello friends and welcome back to Emily's Game. Last night we got to debut the Apollo Medevac and Triage in the live stream that I did, which was pretty cool. We had a lot of server errors and issues. We had some other problems going on. Otherwise, the Medevacs were great. We took the red one out, which is the Triage. We did some mercenary missions in Pyro. We got into some ship fight with that, with some NPCs. A lot of fun. I will post a link to that live stream here if you want to check it out. Otherwise, let's dig into a quick nitty-gritty about these two ships. The ship on the right is our Apollo Medevac. The Medevac is the little more expensive one, coming in around $275 USD, whereas the Triage comes in at around $250. Now, if you CCU chain these like I did, I saved about 41% was one of them, and then 47% was the other one. So I got a reduced cost on these due to my CCU chaining. If you have any questions about CCU chaining, feel free to reach out to me directly. I will be happy to help you where I can with that. The Medevac is for supporting other pilots in medical emergencies and evacuation operations. It has superior armor and dual missile racks, which means the Medevac stands strong under enemy attack. The distinct paint scheme pays homage to the beloved Astromedics film franchise. I don't think these are accurate right now. I think that the ship was enlarged from what the original tech specs were. They have it at 43 meters. I do believe it's closer to 60. I have not confirmed that anywhere yet. The RSI store page, which is where I got these tech specs, still has these specs. You can see there that you do have more missiles and less speed overall with the Medevac as you do the Triage. Now the Triage has a similar capability as the Medevac, but it's slightly different. It does support other pilots in medical emergencies and evacuation operations. It does have 2 semi-automated medlift drones, apparently, that provide safe and speedy patient transport. I don't know if these are going to actually happen. There's definitely a delay on the drones coming in. Somebody in the live stream last night said that the drones were actually done away with for this ship. I can't confirm that yet. I did look around and didn't see anything for that. If anybody knows, feel free to leave a comment about that. The Triage also has professional-grade modular medical facilities that deliver support for all levels of trauma. Now, that's true of both ships. The only real difference between these two that I've found are just the superior armor and the extra missiles. There you have it, friends. There's the details on the ships, the costs, and let's dig into these beauties. I personally really, really like the look of this ship. And I wish I could get my camera higher, but I cannot. We'll do a third-person view once we're inside. They have a sort of similar look to the Star Trek ship, the Voyager, which was one of my favorite Star Treks. I love the shape. I love the look. It definitely has some nice featuring to it. The ramp is really long. I was kind of surprised to see it was that long, and I'm guessing it's just so that you can get gear and equipment up there. It does look like a vehicle could go up there, but they do not fit. You could put pulses in. I'm sure no problem. But you will not be putting a NERSA medevac in there. Or any other vehicle. Now, last time the live stream, we did use the triage ship here, the one in red. And we did get into an NPC ship fight with some Cuddy Blacks. And we were on the ground when it started, so they immediately caused damage to our ship, dropped our shields. We did the entire fight with no shields. The ship held up very well, and to be honest, the Cuddy Blacks were really no match for the standard weaponry on this ship. Again, they were NPCs. NPCs really aren't that hard to fight, in my opinion, but I do think that the triage is a very capable ship. The medevac is supposed to be even more capable. The only real difference there is you do lose some speed. I would imagine some maneuverability with that as well. All right, friends, let's take a look at the underside of the ship here. We've got my co-pilot there, Pico, chilling, watching over the ship while I am outside of it. You do have some pilot-controlled weapons there, as well as there on both ships. Now, one thing we found last night with the weapons, as the pilot, I controlled the nose turret, or the nose weapons, as well as the turret on top, which is really nice. When somebody sat in the other seat and took control of the turret, we lost the nose guns. Sorry that I had to go take a drink. I was getting a little fuzzy there. But yeah, as I was saying, we lost the nose guns and we only had the turret going by way of the co-pilot. Now that caused a lot of issue with fighting the ships because the turret on top shoots slower than the nose cannons do. So I had to get them to get out of the turret to give me back access to all the weapons so that we could finish the fight a little quicker than what was happening. However, the triage held up wonderfully. My thought with the differences between the two ships is single players that don't really do a lot of group play. The triage is a great ship, especially because it is a cheaper ship. It can handle itself in a fight pretty well. It does maneuver a little faster than the medevac does. However, the medevac has armor, so when it comes to group play or fleet activities, the medevac will probably be what you would use to go into a battlefield and extract your org mates or groups of friends that you're playing with. Interior-wise, not a lot of difference. Now, what I've done is I've loaded different modules on each ship. I'm just going to show you the modules on this ship really quick, and then we're going to walk through the triage in detail. On this side, this is a Tier 2 module. Tier 2 comes with 2 Tier 2 beds. As you can see, there is a Tier 2 there. You can see your med gel quantity here. At present, you cannot insert med gels that I have found. I've tried every which way. No luck there. The Tier 2 module does have 2 patient storage, each holding 150,000 micro SCU. There's one there. There's one there. The Tier 3 module gives you 3 beds. With the Tier 3 module, you get 1, 2, and 3 patient storage locations, which each hold 150,000 micro SCU. All right, so we've already seen the Tier 2 and the Tier 3 module. I've ran over to the triage, and now I've got the Tier 1 module loaded here, so you can see it. You do only get 1 Tier 1 bed. There is a spot, I believe, here for the med gel, whereas the others, it is on the walls next to the beds. Again, you cannot replace the med gels currently. I do believe that that will change. You do have storage here for med gels. You do have 1 patient storage, which makes sense. 1 patient bed for 1 patient storage. Again, 150,000 micro SCU. And those are your 3 tier modules. So you can have up to 2 modules on each ship. So 1 Tier 1 and or Tier 2 or 3, or both Tier 1s or both Tier 2s or both Tier 3s. Whatever mix you want to do, you can definitely do. You do, again, have this really long ramp leading up to the back. Once the ramp is closed, there is not a lot of room. I don't even think you could get a pulse back here to stay. I don't know what this area would actually be for other than an airlock. The only problem is this door opens with the ramp, so it's not a good airlock yet. Now, speaking of this door, it is a docking collar, but it's also a pretty large opening. So I do imagine that there will be eventually a mechanism here to only open the docking collar part. But in the meantime, this is how it opens, and I think this is hella cool. I like that a lot. In my mind, what would happen is you'd lower your ramp, a docking collar would extend out to your docking collar, and then you would the round part, and then the round part of your docking collar here would open, leaving the rest of it closed. I could be wrong. It could just seal along the whole thing here. If that's the case, I don't understand the idea behind the round part, because that prevents you from getting certain things in and out of the ship. This first hallway here, there's really nothing of note other than the fact that you do have your door opening and closing button here. That's it. There's nothing else in this hallway, no component access. Coming inside, this does say triage, but it says that in both ships. This is just a triage area in general. Nothing on this side. The port side of the ship does have some engineering access here. You do have an engineering panel. You have component access over here. Now, this is something I struggled to find earlier, because when I was looking for the fuses and relays, I normally look for blown ones. I'm looking for red. I totally missed over these, but they're on the port side in the rear component access. There is a fuse in this area. The other fuse that I have found is midship forward, also on port side in this component access area. You have two engineering terminals, both on the port side, one midship, one aft, in the component access areas. And this is the hallway before the bridge, or between the bridge and the med area. So you also have your other component access here. So component access bay 2, bay 1. This one doesn't have a bay number on it that I see. But there is a component access area there, and there is also one on this side of the ship. This is your starboard side. Again, no fuses over here or on the starboard side forward component bay access. On both sides of the ship and the rear, you do have cargo storage, weapon, and an armor storage area. As you can see, I've equipped 3 med guns in the top side arm holsters. You do have 3 more in the lower spot, but I do believe those are for your multi-tools only. I don't think any sidearms or pistols will fit there. Just FYI on that. Kind of nice that you have sidearm and then tool storage as well. I do hope to see more of that, so you're not wasting your sidearm spots with multi-tools. Not that, probably many of you use sidearms. You do have, according to RSI, 28 SEU of total storage on both ships. And this is your cargo grid here. It is not accessible from the outside. It is only accessible from coming in the rear door or the front elevator coming up here. Now, you can't carry stuff really up through the front elevator unless it's a small box you're carrying by hand. I don't even think you can get a 1 SEU on that lift with yourself. What I've done is, Chris, this is PTU. I didn't go buy a bunch of crates. I brought in a bunch of what I already had and stacked them in here. Just to show you, these are 2 SEU crates. Well, these are equivalent to 2 SEU crates. They do fit. The one thing that's got me kind of, I don't want to say upset. I'm not upset about this. I'm just kind of like, why? This docking color prevents you from bringing up a 4 SEU and an 8 SEU crate into the ship. 2s are fine. 4s, 8s, they will not clear this threshold. The problem with that is, it's this specific door that prevents it. You could get them through this door and into the cargo areas, but this door here does not allow it to happen. So you are stuck. That makes you limited to 1 and 2 SCU crates coming into the ship. Or 1/8 SCU crates if you want to get a little picky there. And then, of course, as we said, they do just snap to our grids. Okay, I'm lying. Yeah, I don't know why when you have a 1 SU there, they don't snap, but it does snap everywhere else on the grid when that 1 SU is not on the grid. I don't know. And don't mind the pirate crates. Those are the only ones I had because those are pledged. So, yes. So, as for some of the storage, we know we've got med gels coming into the verse with this patch. The ship has medical refrigerators. There are 1 medical fridge for the tier 2 and tier 1 modules, but there are 2 medical fridges for that. I don't know what they're for. I did just throw in some stuff in here just for fun. You could get several med gels in there. This kind of got me wondering about med gel. Is there going to be an expiration date? Is it going to go bad if you don't keep it cooled? I don't know. These are, interesting questions that I was thinking that hopefully we'll get some answers to soon. I would imagine med gels would have an expiration date. They will degrade over time. The other cool thing about this bay is all these bays, you do have med gel storage. This is specific to med gel storage, and they do stack on these shelves. You can get quite a number on here. This is quite the loot haul if somebody wants to steal the ship and take your med gels for themselves. So I feel like these need to be locked behind some kind of code or something so that they don't get stolen, but that's where they get stored. And then, as we said earlier, they go in these bays here. These are not currently accessible, but I'm sure eventually they will be, I would imagine. Alright, that's it for the aft part of the ship. Your hallway here does have a cool sunroof, moonroof, skylight, whatever you want to call it. It would be kind of cool if your patients could also see that, but they don't. So it's all, when you're in the ship, it's almost not noticeable unless you're almost directly underneath it. Coming into the bridge is your living quarters. This is nice. I know the C1 Spirit and the Meteor both have their living quarters on the bridge as well. Personally, I don't really care for that. Just because, in my mind, I would never rest knowing that this was where you got to sleep. If there was action going on, you're not going to get a good night's rest, that kind of thing. But the cool thing is, your room always has a view. So, at least you've got that, I guess. On the right side, you do have your bathroom with a mirror. You got your toilet. You do have a shower here. I haven't figured out how to open the shower. I don't think it does come out. Maybe one day. It's a small little bathroom. Forward of the bathroom, you do have what I believe is a cooking area. I would imagine that this is, I don't know, maybe a fridge. So this is a small fridge, and then this is I really don't know. It looks like you insert something there. It's a pizza oven. Cooktop there, possibly. I have no idea. I could be totally wrong. This may not even be a cooking area altogether. I have no idea. You got your one bed here on the starboard side, your other bed's on the port side, both immediately behind the flight seats. Both beds do have above them a 450k micro storage box storage capacity. So there is a lot of internal storage on the ship. Each patient gets one, as well as each crew member, provided you only have 2 crew members. And you do have your lovely little dining set here. So that's it, really, for the layout of the bridge. One of the coolest features of the ship that I found is this is your front elevator. It is tiny. Like I said, I don't think you could even get a 1SU box on there with you. I'm not even sure if you could sell one up by itself. However, as you notice, that is just a nice space you can walk across now. But it does have an option for you to retract. Well, they were retracted. They were up. Yeah, so the elevator arms, rails come up. Otherwise, they're stored in the floor. And you can't really access the elevator without going to this panel here. Once you send or call the elevator, an airlock comes down, sends the elevator down. Now this will stay closed off while the elevator is deployed, which is really cool. Nice little airlock feature. I like this. This is a really nice setup. It's very simple. It gives you that airlock. I wish you could also use it as like a jail cell. You could bring somebody on board and leave them in there while you transport them. They have no chance of killing you that way. There's no way to close that without calling or receiving the elevator. Your pilot and your co-pilot seats are identical. I did not find any difference between the two. They both do the exact same things. They both can access your remote turrets, which is very nifty. Say your engines are dead as a pilot, and you're like, well, shit, I guess I can fight. That's all I got left. And you can jump over here and fight. Well, your co-pilot can do the exact same thing. Your seat control buttons are, that's seat exit. You have open exterior. You have enter remote turret and exterior emergency lights off. As you can see, I do have them on. Yes, it does have the pretty flashing lights. There are no other buttons on the left side here, but on the right side you have engine on, engine off, and I did not see these, but my co-pilot said that there is a retract or extend landing gear button on this arm for them. For some reason, I do not have that for me in either seat, so I don't know what that's about. Your cockpit canopy has a nice view. One of the things I noted was it kind of reminds me of the Aquila's cockpit a little bit. Like I said, I've never been in the Aquila, but one thing I noticed was most of the constellations have a strut that goes in the front here, and that's why I stayed away from the Connies. I did not like that part here where you cannot view. That's where your weapon reticle is. This has struts that come across here, but there's glass in between them, so you still have a lot of good view. I don't dislike your viewing angles here. This is nice. I did say before we would do a third-person view of the outside of the ship. Very nice looking. It's a little different than I expected it to be, but I really do like this a lot. So, lovely ships. At release, there will be a couple of paints as well, besides the red and white. You will have the Apollo Delphi livery, which is a gold and black paint. You will have the Frontline livery, which is a grayish red paint. The Lifeline livery, which is the Apollo teal and red. The Olympian livery, which is silver and blue. And the Shockwave livery, which is blue and orange. Well, friends, that's it. That's just a quick overview of the Triage and the Medevac, a little bit of what they've got and what they don't have. I like the ships. I am looking forward to the gameplay that they will be adding for these ships. Right now, I don't really see much use for the ship itself yet, but I'm sure that's coming. I also heard, and this might be a spoiler or leak, I don't know if it's accurate, I don't see any notes or information on this anywhere, but several people have said that there is another variant of these coming out. I don't know where that information came from. I don't know what variant it could possibly be, but I do think a bounty variant of this would be really cool. You do have what could be your prison modules on the sides. And I'm sure there's other variants that would make sense for this. I don't know about a cargo ship because, well, if this is your only entryway for cargo, unless the modules extended down from the ship, I just don't see this being a good cargo ship. Not sure what other variant there could be. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you think would be cool. I'd love to hear your thoughts on which one you like, prefer, or have. And anything you found about it that I didn't include in the video, just definitely post it in the comments below. Let's check it out. And guys, don't forget, I'm still giving away my personal Argo raft. We're still waiting on 500 comments to be able to extract a winner from that. So don't forget to register for that by just simply leaving a comment on the raft, usage of the raft, or a hauling story, whether it has the raft in it or not, and we'll choose from one of those winners. Also, friends, if you're looking for a home in the verse to partner up with folks to play, to learn, to have fun, don't forget to check out Stardust, which is my org. Otherwise, friends, don't forget to like and subscribe, leave your comments, and I will see you in the next episodes. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye. Good evening, friends, and welcome back to Emily's Game. I want to show you a really quick tip that a lot of people I see having this issue. I did a video on this a couple months ago. It was a pretty big hit with a lot of people, but being that it's an older video now, a lot of people have probably missed that. I do see a lot of people struggling when they are farming equipment. So I'm going to show you a really useful tip on how to make your equipment farming faster. When you're running through a bunker and you got a gun on the floor or in a rack somewhere, most of the time, when you go to pick this up, you equip it. So we're going to go ahead and equip this. All right, now I've got it equipped. Well, there's this other one. I just want this weapon. I don't want it to be my primary. I'm going to take it. Oh no, I dropped the gun, and now I'm holding the gun I don't want. It sucks. I wanted that to go in my backpack. Well, I'm going to show you how to fix that. This is super simple, super easy. We all have what's called the interaction menu. Every device you go up to, anything that says F on it activates your interaction menu. You can activate this by holding F and right-clicking, and you get this menu. Now, I have an issue with this. You just saw it. It goes away on me sometimes if you move the mouse. I don't know why it does that, but it does, and it's annoying. Like that, it just goes out. I found a way around that. If you crouch and you get the F prompt closer to the top of your screen, and you hold F, it seems to stay around longer. I don't know why. It just does. So, that's not the tip. That's just to help you get to this tip. Your default action when you go to pick something up, no matter whether it's in a rack, on the floor, or whatever, is equip. So if you're holding a weapon, it's going to replace that weapon. That sucks. You can change that. As you see, you've got holster, which is also a swap, or you got store, which can also be a swap. I like to use store. Now, if I do this, it's just going to store the weapon, right? Well, you can make that your default setting by holding F, right-clicking, going down to store. Okay, I did it again. Once you right-click, you can also use your arrow keys. This is a bitch. So, use your arrow keys to get there. When you do, you can hit your middle mouse button. And now you've got to set as secondary, set as primary. I always set this as primary. So now, when I go up to a weapon, it says store instead of equip, right? Same thing with the stuff on the ground. Super simple to set. It's kind of a pain in the ass because the interaction menu likes to jump around a lot, but use your keyboard arrow keys if you have trouble with the mouse. Also, make sure you have the F interaction towards the upper part of your screen, not at the top, but towards the upper. Like I said, some reason that makes a little bit of a difference, and I don't know why. It just does, at least for me. Anyways, now what does that do for me? I'm holding two weapons. I just want to store these. I'm running through a bunker, and I'm getting shot at. Well, I've got a second here to pick up weapons, in between shots. So now all I gotta do is F it. It's in my backpack. As you can see, I got that in my backpack now. Same with these. Oh, there's a tractor, and that's a $20,000 device. Oh, it's in my backpack now. Like this. Let's take this with me too. You know what? This has a scope on it. I'm going to take that later, but I got to get out of here now. I just picked up all those weapons, put them in my backpack, and I still have my two equipped weapons. Super helpful if you are loot farming. This works for so many things. If you got clips on the ground, if you got components or whatever that you can put in your backpack, everything you can now simply put straight into your backpack through the interaction menu. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go do a bunker run. I'm going to run through, and I'm going to pick up the weapons that the guys drop as I'm shooting them. So we're going to check that out and see just how useful that is for those of you who would like to see it. Those of you that are going to drop off here, if you have any questions, don't forget to ask them in the comments. Come into my Discord. I'm happy to help you set this if you are still struggling to set this. It is a pain It's not very straightforward. Like, most people don't even know that setting exists. All sorts of hidden features in this game, but that's one that I found very useful, and I think that you will too. So guys, I'll see you at a bunker. Guys, I thought I'd show you something else too here, just in regards to this. The keybind for that is middle mouse button. Now, before I got my new mouse, which is a Basilisk version 3, which has the... I don't know if you could hear that. It has the scroll wheel release. So what it does is it just keeps scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Great for cargo stuff if you've never tried it. Anyway, now that I got the new mouse, the keybind issue I had is no longer an issue. But if you go to keybinds, advanced control, under your keyboard, under quick keys, interaction, and inner thought, you're going to find focus. Focus is the button that lets you see the secondary and primary, the little 2 sub-menus when you're looking at equip and store or whatever those options are. Focus is default set to the middle mouse button. I could not get mine to work because apparently my middle mouse button was broken. I couldn't do takedowns, I couldn't do all sorts of stuff, and well, I slowly figured out, well, I'm missing a feature. So I had to rebind a few things until I got a new mouse. So now that I got the new mouse, I did put it back. But what I did was I changed this to my right control, and that let me get that sub menu. So if you have trouble getting the sub menu, it might be your mouse, your middle mouse button causing the issue. If you're having trouble getting it to work because you're also moving the mouse slightly while you're hitting the button, try changing this focus option to control. It won't mess up other things like opening doors. It has nothing to do with that. That might help you with that if you have a mouse issue. And again, reach out to me in comments if you have any extra trouble. I'd be happy to help you figure that out. Alright, you guys, we're here. We're going to do a little combat, have a little fun. Get some weapons, possibly. Hopefully pick them up very fast and not have, hopefully, too much issue in doing it. Should be a lot of fun. Here are weapons. We gotta go help our friends there, the security guards. They're gonna be dead. Come on, baby, open up. And close. For those of you that aren't familiar with my work, I do carry... Oh shit, look at all of the guards. Holy shit, dude. Wait. They just shot one of their own. Alright, so if they're all out here... Dude, did they just clear the site for me? What the hell? Well, we're gonna go loot it anyway. I'm kind of bummed about that. That's too funny, actually. I'll go do another one, but I'm gonna keep this in the video because that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Anyways, as I was trying to say, for those of you that aren't familiar with my videos, I do like to use my P8AR. I can use it for both sniping and close quarters. It is phenomenal. It's pretty good. Damn, people. Wow. Alright, I'm just going to go check this for boxes, and then I'll go find the site, and we'll try that one. God, look at all the security guards. So we have this issue with Stormbreaker. It is absolutely insane. All the NPCs that are spawning. Look at this. Jesus. You can't even get around. Yeah, all the NPCs that are spawning are making it extremely difficult. We actually abandoned the mission the other day because of just constant chaos. You can't move forward. You do nothing but take out the NPCs. Anyways, I'm going to go through here. I'll check this out, and then I will see you in the next bunker because I want to fight. Alright, all the hostiles remaining here. There's a lot of battle going on. A lot of firepower out here. Oh, man. Wow. I bet the battle's over. Maybe it'll do some down here for us. Oh, 26%. No, we're not gonna be able to fight anybody here, I bet. This kind of blows. There's 2 guys left. 13%. 6%. Shit. Alright, well, forget it. I guess I need to go find a hostile bunker. That sucks. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to run around and pretend that these are bad guys. I'm just going to evade them. Gotta kill. Pick up the weapon. Put my backpack. Keep moving. Oop. No. Weapon. Pick it up. Keep moving. Oh my god, you guys. Get out of my way! Hey, look, a loot box. There's a weapon, pick it up. Keep moving. There's a weapon, pick it up. Keep moving. We're not under fire. I wish we were. But yeah, that's it. I mean, that's how useful that is. Same thing if they were in gun racks. You could just walk up to it, pick it up, put it in your backpack, get the heck out of here, and check it later. No worries about bending over, trying to hunch over, and getting into your inventory, dragging something in because it is just not going. This will make it a lot quicker, and you can hopefully loot more effectively, and maybe survive a little longer too if you end up getting killed a lot or killed, pretty quick. Wow. So yeah, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on this feature. How many of you actually knew about this and have been using it? I've found that it's been very few and far between have actually known about this. Look at that guy's outfit. Looks like a Lando Calrissian or Han Solo. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, let me know because I heard it through somebody and, figured out how to use it. And I'll tell you what, best quality of life update I've ever found when it comes to doing a bunker run. You just go do your run, you get out of there, and you deal with, whatever loot you picked up after you're done, after you're somewhere safe. So, that's it. That's all I got, guys. I hope this is helpful. Please definitely let me know in the comments if it is. And if you have any other tips or features that are out there that may not be widely known, definitely let me know. I'd love to share those with people. Guys, I love you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next episode. Take care. Have a wonderful night. Bye. What's up, Star Citizens, and welcome back to Emily's Game. I'm starting a new video series called CYA, and no, it doesn't stand for Cover Your Ass, but it stands for Choose Your Adventure. This is a series where you tell me what to do in Star Citizen, and then I do it. No scripts, no plans, just you, your ideas, your actions, and me acting them out. The reason I'm starting this series, mainly it sounds like a lot of fun, but it's also to give everybody more of a chance to engage in what we're building here in my community. This isn't just my adventure, it's ours, it's yours, it's theirs. Your suggestions will shape where we go, and it's a great way to jump in and be part of the chaos that we get to enjoy on a day-to-day basis. So here's how it works. You can suggest a single step, like land a wolf upside down, and that might be it. Others can build upon that, or you can build that into a full mission. You can lay it out with a ship, the loadout of the ship, any special rules, and you can even group up with others in chat, or even in my Discord, to come up with a plan together. I'll take on your suggestion myself, or if you want me to bring others along, I'll pull in a group, and we'll follow the same guidelines that you have set. The crazier, the more absurd, the better. Just one thing to keep in mind. My characters, Sexy Snipes and Admiral Snipes, are high-ranking friendly org leaders. That means I won't take suggestions that harm other players or grief their experiences. This series is about ridiculous fun and creative chaos, not ruining anyone else's gameplay. So to kick things off, I'm using one of my Discord and org members' suggestions. So thank you, Plutonium Plague, for mentioning this. What we're going to do is, I brought a Pisces rescue ship so I could respawn, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this off. Spawn closets have been utter chaos lately. And I know there was a maintenance patch today, so maybe that got fixed. I don't know. But I'd like the opportunity to try and do this a few times, if necessary, to try and get through the whole place. We'll see how that goes. The suggestion was clear out an OLP using nothing but an arc-like pistol and the base starter suit. Now, I can upgrade as I go. So for each NPC that I take down, I can take one item. So if I take an NPC down, I can take a core. The next one I can take a helmet. The next one I can take a weapon, so on and so forth. I get to choose what I take each time. Eventually I should have some armor, yada, yada, yada. I did park my rescue up here where I cannot get to it once I get down from here. That way I can't just come back and respawn, which is totally fine. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and don't forget to think of what you will have me do next. We'll touch base on how that'll work at the end of this session. So I'm going to dig into this. Again, all I have is an arc-like pistol. I got a couple things of ammo. We're going to go to town. Wish me luck. God, I miss having a scope. I'm not hitting that guy. Alright, so I've killed 2 now. So I can take 2 items, which is good because I'm going to need ammo. What do you guys? I don't know if I can hit that guy from here. I never use a pistol anymore, so this is awful. Got him. That's 4 guys. Okay, 4 guys down. Oh, shit. 5, 6, 7. I'm out of ammo. Oh, mother truckers. Oh, fuck. Run, Emily. God bless it. Oh, no. I lost count, you guys. I don't know how many I've taken down. I've not had a chance to, so it was like 1, 2, 3, 4 outside here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. At least 9. Whew. Alright. Let's respawn. Now, they didn't leave any rules about starting over the count if I die. So, I'm not going to play that way. Woo, pick up gun, pick up a gun, pick up a gun, pick up a gun. Crap, why can't I pick that up? Ah! Alright. 1, Oh my god. Damn it. I'm having some inventory issues. I can't get things to get equipped. Let's see, I think I took out 2 more, maybe 3. I'm gonna stick with 9, because I know I've taken 9 down for sure at this point. What the hell? I can't take core armor? Oh, because it's my body. You're not equipping. Oh, you can't change helmets in space. I guess that makes sense. Alright, so I've taken 1, 2, 3, grenade, a weapon. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't take any more ammo. Okay, here we go. That's 8. I believe I've taken 8 items. Although I'm kind of in, heart panicky race. There's 2 more. No, now it's 2 more. There's 3 more. I need med pens. Here, let's just take all 3. I don't know why I don't have... Oh, because I got a shitty helmet. Whoa. Alright, I am going to drop oh shit. Never mind, I'll do it later. I was gonna get the P4 and ammo, replace it. That was 3 more. Okay. Grab another med pen. Let's go med pen. Really? Alright, that's 5 more, I think. I'm having a hell of a time keeping count. Oh my god. Oh, it's a backpack. Six more. 7, 8, 9. 10. Okay. $11, $12, $13? No? I have no idea. Alright, that's 1, so I 12 more, but I need to drop what he had. Okay. Is that Reaver? Yes. 3. Okay, so that would be, what, 9? 12 minus 3 is 9. All right, we're back up to 12. $13, $14, $15, $16, $17, $18. Jeez Louise. This will be better when the spawn closets are fixed. Right now, 19, 20. They're coming. Alright, let me get some more ammo. Maybe some med pens. Two med pens, that's 18. It's making me pay attention. That's kind of cool. $16. That's weird. It's getting dark. Scalpel. Oh, I want a scalpel. Wait, that's the same. Alright. I feel good enough. Let's go inside. I don't remember my count. How are you breathing, dude? No idea where that came from. That's why. Oh, should remembered my count. I'll just say 10. I know it's higher than that, but I'll just go with 10. That's Reaver. Or Ravager. Alright, so I took 3. Do I have Karna? Maybe I should pick up a Karna. 3, 4, 5. So let's say 5 left. Is there a Karna back here? Is that a Karna? That's Karna, right? Get that on my back. Yes. Alright, so let's say 4 left. I don't know. Whew. Where am I? I haven't been doing OP in a while. That's right, I am up top, so... There we go. I know. Oh, shit. There's 3. No! My volume is weird. It's really quiet. Oh, I have no mouse cursor. No! There we go. The ship. Or maybe 5. I don't know. I just started over the counts. I have no idea where I'm at. 8 or 9? We'll call that 10. Now call it 10. Crap, I've got a whole nother section here. I'm gonna be pinned in for a while. That's like 12. Shit. Give me your ammo. Took 3 ammos. He's bouncing. Charge. Alright. I don't remember my count again. Maybe let's say 10. Okay, now I got 3. I don't really have a goal here. He didn't say clear the facility. Like, well, just for an effort to save some of the time, I'll clear the inside facility here. Oh, it's a blue and white scalpel. Seen those in a long time. Yeah, I said he's bouncing again. Oh, come on. Do you guys have inventory issues where you can't like quick switch stuff from one inventory to another? I have to drag a mag over every time I reclip my chest or my belt. And then once I drag one mag, then I can double click them to equip them. It's really dumb. Alright. Inside's clear. It could take forever to clear the outside. We're just gonna run. Run and gun. Come on, Snipes, you got this. There's a terrapin. Would it be wrong if I healed on it? Yeah, that would probably kill me. I'm gonna do it. That freaked me out. The guy whistling. He's gonna come back and kill me. Should close this door. Actually, I don't want to run into him. He's probably in there looting things. It was sort of not fair how I started this. I died like twice, maybe 3 times, very early on. But also, it's not fair that the NPCs ganged up on me like they did. So, definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments. Should that be allowed? And if not, then when I died, should I have called at the end of the video? I feel like that was okay, just simply because of the massive amount of people coming at me. But your guys' rules. If you think that's what I need to do when you give me the next steps, then that's what we'll do. Alright, here's where we started. Damn it. Oh, somebody got me down. Oh, it was a ship. Oh, man. Let's see if he revives me. Probably won't. Damn it. Alright, I think that's pretty good. I did clear most of the platform. It was a lot of fun. It was a little chaotic at first. But yeah, that was it was almost smooth. Almost. Who am I kidding? That wasn't smooth at all. It's just to think about it. Imagine if this was suggested I do this with no med pens, or no weapons at all, just fists or a knife. So, give me what you will. Throw me your best. Anyway, that's our first adventure. So thank you, Plutonium Plague. That was interesting. It was a lot of fun. But this is just the beginning, friends. I plan to do at least one of these videos a week, as much as I can do. If I'm able to do more, if they turn out to be a big hit, I'll do more of them more often. But now it's your turn. So what will you have me do next? Whatever you come up with, I'll be picking from your ideas for the next one. So drop your suggestions below in the comments or post them in Discord with the CYA tag. Single step, full mission, or group plan. Anything goes. Sometimes I may even take several individual suggestions and cram them all into one big mission if it makes sense. I'll try to do as many as I can, but not every idea will make it in, and I do apologize for that. If yours is not chosen, don't get discouraged. Just keep submitting new ones each video. The more you contribute, the more chances there are for your adventure to be shown. Whoever's adventure or suggestions I pick, I will list those at the beginning of each video so that you know that that was yours, and you can look forward to seeing how that played out. So guys, the series about fun, absurdity, building chaos together. So let's see what you've got. If you did like this, don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing lets you know when I post the videos and also keeps you informed of my many ship giveaways that I am doing. So got some exciting ones coming up. And right now I still have the raft out there. So if you haven't registered for the raft, that video is out there. Go do that. All you have to do is leave me a comment. Once that video hits 500 comments, we will pick a winner from those comments. Guys, I love you, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, and don't forget to CYA. Hello, and welcome back to Emily's Game. I've got something really cool I want to talk about. The new United newspaper article that is in the 4.3.1 PTU screen. I don't talk about these too much. I do check them out when they do come out, but I've been kind of exploring the lore of Star Citizen more and more, and I'm finding some really cool stuff in these articles. So I'm going to go over each one. I want to do some speculation. I want to get your thoughts on these. I want to give you some of my thoughts as well. So let's dig into this. CIG loves to slip secrets into the verse. They're not just in patch notes, but in the world and the lore. And they're hidden a lot of the time, much like a lot of the features that we come across that, aren't very apparent to us. One of the best examples is these new United broadcasts. They look like background fluff, but they're actually loaded with lore hints and potential gameplay teasers. So today I'm going to break down the latest edition, covering terraforming mistakes, protests brewing on Terra, the desperate need for first responders, the mysterious burning sky, and a list of the most pirated ships. Each of these could shape the future of Star Citizen. I'm not sure if that's actual, but it could be cool. Let's talk about it. First up, friends, is terraforming. This article talks about the rise of re-terraforming companies, fixing worlds that didn't quite turn out right. One real example in game that we already have is Microtech, which is Stanton 4. Terraforming began in the late 2800s after the system was sold to the UEE in 2865, but that process went sideways. It left the planet far colder and stormier than intended. The failure was such a big deal that it was even debated through the UEE Senate. Microtech has tried to patch these mistakes ever since. They even genetically engineered an apex predator called the boreal stalker to fill the top of the food chain and help balance the ecosystem. I did not know this. I just learned this today, actually, as I was doing my research. But even with these interventions, Microtech still stands as one of the UEE's best-known terraforming failures. I'm sure there's others. I haven't found any yet. But if you know of them, let me know. Maybe this new United article is hinting at tech changes baked into lore. We've already seen CIG rework clouds, lighting, and biomes patch by patch. What if re-terraforming is a way of explaining planetary upgrades inside the story? Imagine logging in after a patch and finding Microtech storms weaker or stronger. Entire new valleys cut open with rivers running through them. Settlements thawed out, unlocking archaeology-style gameplay where you uncover what was buried beneath the ice from other civilizations that might have been here before us. Maybe even New Babbage itself becomes a desolate ruined city, no longer the hub we know today. These could be reality if they try to re-terraform a planet that failed its terraformization. I think that's a word. It is now. Alright friends, the next article is about Terra General Regen protests resuming. And that's a big deal in Star Citizen's lore. For years, Terra has been seen as the rising star of humanity, newer, wealthier, more advanced than Earth. A lot of people think that Terra should actually replace Earth as the capital of the UEE. And of course, that's not something Earth loyalists are happy about. But why does this matter to us? Because it could set up factional gameplay, political missions, story-driven conflicts. If and when Terra eventually comes online, I don't think it'll just be another pretty planet or system. It will bring with it a storyline of division and unrest, possibly, and maybe missions where players have to choose a side. The new United piece feels like a seed planted now for drama that will bloom later, so that'll be interesting to see. Alright friends, this is an exciting article for a lot of us because it's sort of the introduction to the 2 Apollo variants that we're going to be getting here really, really soon. Maybe within the next, week and a half? I would imagine at the end of Pirate Week, but I'm not sure. So, this article, Empire desperate for first responders. Apparently ambulance pilots and medics are in short supply across the UEE. This feels like a direct nod to gameplay. We all know there's more gameplay coming to the medical side, but how much? We know we're getting the 2 Apollos, and healing mechanics are already in place, along with the new med gel. But there's room for so much more. What if this article is foreshadowing a whole new wave of medical contracts, emergency beacon pickups that pay more the faster you arrive? Reputation systems where being a reliable medic unlocks bigger payouts or even exclusive gear, kind of like we have with the ASD Onyx facilities right now, which is pretty cool if you ask me. Maybe even large-scale disaster events, and get this sounds exciting to me, where players coordinate as fleets of rescue ships evacuating civilians or stabilizing a battlefield. Here's a thought, and this is a fun thought for me. What if first responders aren't just for combat zones? Picture med ships racing into planetary disasters, failed terraforming sites, or even protests that turn violent. That could even be how CIG starts to introduce early passenger-style contracts, transporting wounded civilians, evacuees, or even protesters caught in the chaos. Suddenly, the medical career path isn't just dragging your friends to a tier 1, 2, or 3 bed, it's a fully fledged profession woven into the fabric of the verse. I don't think this is a question of if anymore. CIG is already leaning into medical gameplay. The real question is how deep they'll let us go. Will medical stay a support role or evolve into one of the core career paths that can define your place in the verse? Just imagine, friends, evacuating an entire planet by way of your med ships and your capital ships, coming together in a global event with everybody out there for a good cause. Hopefully not a PvP event, but more of a PvE event where we work together to save the entire civilization on a planet. It'd be freaking cool if you ask me. All right, friends, let's talk about this one. This got me stumped pretty good while I was trying to do some research for it. Burning Sky. That photos leak. What is this? I'll be honest, I had no clue why this was included. I still don't. My research turned up very, very little on this, but some of you might remember back in 2019, an image started circulating called the Burning Sky, supposedly a fiery new planet in the Pyro system. I wasn't around then, so I had no idea. This is all new news for me. But it turns out the picture was completely faked. It was just Mustafar from Star Wars Episode 3. I know you guys are probably going to correct me on the pronunciation of that. Mustafar? I don't know. It was photoshopped into a Star Citizen style screenshot with a Banner Defender. So I've got that picture up here now so you can check it out. It was apparently called the Burning Sky, and it was released to content creators apparently, and it became a huge thing, which was quickly kind of snuffed out by CIG as a fake. So what does this headline mean now? I don't know. It could just be a fun nod, or maybe it's hinting at something more. Here's a couple of thoughts I had. Think of Burning Sky meaning a massive battle or orbital bombardment with wreckage raining down into a planet's atmosphere. Got the Apollo coming in, so great event for something like that, right? Some form of jump point malfunction, something catastrophic enough to scorch a planet's sky, possibly in Pyro, I don't know. Alien involvement, think of the Vanduls using scorched earth tactics. I mean, we know they're coming in Squadron 42, but do we know they're only coming at that point, or could they come sooner? We've got Wicklow, who knows? Or maybe, with the other article we read about, another terraforming disaster, a planet's atmosphere collapsing in fire and chaos. That would possibly create a burning sky. These are just some of my thoughts, but I'd love to hear what you all think. What does the burning sky mean to you? Are you familiar with the whatever happened back in 2019 about this? Drop your theories in the comments below, because this one's wide open. Another headline tucked into this broadcast was a list of the most pirated ships. I had a lot of fun thinking about this one, and I hope you will too, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. CIG hasn't given us any official list yet of what these ships are, but it's fun to imagine. I'd bet the ships like the Hull series, the Raft, the Caterpillar, the Hercules, maybe the MSR would be prime targets. Anything that carries cargo, data, or high-valued goods. Or things like the Phoenix, the high-class passenger ship, the 890 Jump. Here's where it gets interesting, at least in my mind. What if CIG actually leans into this and makes this piracy more dynamic? Imagine NPC pirates going after those exact ships more aggressively. Not just random interdictions, but targeted ambushes because your ship is on that most pirated list. That would make owning certain ships feel more risky and more exciting, pushing players to hire escorts or fly smarter routes, or maybe not fly those ships at all. Or picture this. Players could get missions to protect high-risk ships when they're flagged in a system, or even contracts to steal one for a syndicate. It could evolve into a living economy where piracy isn't just a random encounter, but shaped by in-game data by us. And who knows, maybe if some of that's true, which would be really cool, we'll eventually get that list, or maybe we'll stumble across it, or who knows how it'll be relayed to us. And then slowly we start to see the mechanic build around it. If nothing else, it's a great excuse for us to speculate, which I love to do with this game, and I hope you do too. But it's enough for us to speculate on and to argue about which ships should be at the top of the chart. So I'd like to know what ships you think would be the most coveted by the pirates. All right, friends, there you have it. 5 little articles in a newspaper that not many of you have seen yet unless you've gone into the PTU, each pointing to potentially bigger things. Terraforming mistakes with Microtech as our cautionary tale, complete with apex predators like a boreal stalker. How many of you knew about that? Protests on Terra planting the seeds for political unrest. A desperate need for medics that could expand into full career paths. The mysterious burning sky with roots in a 2019 fake photo, and maybe more to come. And a potential list of most pirated ships that could shape piracy gameplay. Which of these do you think will hit the game first, if at all? Are we about to see Microtech evolve, Terra politics boil over, or medical gameplay expand into full-fledged contracts, which I'm really hoping for too? Piracy possibly becoming more dynamic, and the burning sky reveals true meaning. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I will be reading through those, and I will try my best to respond to every one of them. So I'm excited to see what you all have to say about that. Also, I want to remind you all about the raft giveaway still going on. We are trucking forward to the 500 comment mark. Once we hit 500 comments on that video, one comment will be drawn for the giveaway of that raft. So one of you will get a brand new LTI raft. Please note, it's not in a game starter package. This is my personal ship. I'm just giving it away to one of you because I love you guys. Additionally, I released a new video series, the first one this past week here, called the CYA series, the Choose Your Adventure series. Check that out if you haven't had a chance to. The goal of it is for me to do what you tell me to do in a playthrough. You set the rules, you set the armor, you set the weapons, you set the ship, you set the location, you set the contract, whatever. Make it crazy, make it chaotic. I had a lot of fun making that video. Check it out if you're curious about that, but please don't forget to leave me a comment on what you want me to do next. You can do it together, or you can do it separately, individually, you know, one comment at a time, specifying one thing, and the next comment specifying another, or you guys can get together and talk about it in the comments and give me a whole crazy ass thing to do, and I want to do it. So check that out. All right, friends, if you like this and you want more content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave those comments. I want to read them. Guys, I love you, and I'll catch you in my next episode. Take care and have a wonderful night. Hello, friends, and welcome back to Emily's Game. I did a video just, 2-3 days ago now about how to quickly sell off a lot of items using a cargo crate or an SCU container. To my surprise, a lot of people asked, where do you even find SCU containers? But that's not what this video is actually going to be about. I'm going to show you where you can find cargo containers, but I'm also going to show you how you can load your cargo containers, because that was also a repetitive question on the video. So I am back at Port Tresler. I'm going to show you where you can buy your SCU containers. So if you're not familiar with Cornerstone, I'm going to post a link to it in the description of the video. So check that out. Use that to find locations. But locations like Dumpers Depot, Platinum Bays, anywhere there's a cargo deck, which is where we are now, Omega Pro, Cousin Crows, there's just quite a few places you can go to buy SCU containers. So definitely check Cornerstone out. It'll tell you exactly where you can go to get these containers. When you come into the kiosk to purchase containers, you can scroll through and look for them, or you could just simply type SCU. SCU is going to show you every SCU container that location sells. So I've already got some containers, so I'm not going to buy any now. But now we're going to show you how to load containers. So the first way of loading containers is if you're buying things. This is probably by far the easiest way to load a container. Let's say you're here and you're like, you know what? I need to buy a bunch of drinks for the mission that I'm going to take a bunch of my friends on. That's my job, to supply the drinks. So you're going to buy the drinks. Before you buy the drinks, you look up here, you're going to see choose sub-destination. Your destination is Port Tresler. Now I've already got SCU containers in my inventory here. So I'm going to choose a sub-destination. And I'm going to pick one of these containers. I'm going to pick the last one because when you go to deliver that from your freight elevator, that'll be the last one in that list as well. So this list and that list actually do match up. I want to say all the time. I'm going to rephrase that. This list and that list on your freight elevator, they should match up. So the last one in this list should be the last one in that list as well. So I'll show you as we progress. So now I've chosen my sub destination. I'm gonna buy 400 of these. Boom! I just packed a crate full of Cruise Lux. What's that? I need more. I need more items for this thing. Okay, well let's grab. I gotta grab 10 tractors for this. I never changed my sub destination. It stayed where I was. Had I left the kiosk, this would have reset to the Port Trezler inventory, and I would have had to come back in here and set it. But it didn't because I stayed in the kiosk. Well, now I need to load up this second 8 SCU with some other stuff. So let's go ahead and buy 6 more of these. We're going to throw these into that 8 SCU container, and now that's it. You've done it. Now all you got to do is bring that box up, load it on your ship, you're good to go. Well, now you're asking, Emily, I don't want to buy stuff to load a crate. How else can I load a crate? Well, let me show you. The game makes you work for it no matter what you do. But there are several ways you can do this. There are 3 that I know of. So let me show you how. We've already loaded the last 2 in my inventory with some other stuff that we purchased. So now, how do I move certain things from my inventory to that location without it being such a pain in the ass? Got some bad news for you, friends. Either way, it's going to be a pain. There are some ways that are easier than others. The first way, this is not the way I like to do it, is drag and drop. So you open your container from your inventory, right? Now you can find that by going to containers. If this is your main base and you have a lot of stuff in here, you go to container, you'll see your inventory. You'll look at your crate, and there's a little, I'm going to call that the expand button, right? It's an arrow in a box pointing upwards. We'll call that the expand button. You're going to click that, and when you do, you're going to see the contents of that crate. As you can see it, this is the stuff I bought from the cargo center just a little bit ago. So now, I want to put some drinks in there. Well, you can come here. We're going to split this into a couple of 10s. And I'm going to load a 10 in there. Well, that's how you move cargo into crates through your inventory. It's not a great way. All right, it's kind of a pain in the ass way. So I'm going to show you another way that I actually prefer. That way requires you to bring a crate out of your freight elevator. So we're going to do that right quick. All right, so whatever size you need, bring it out. If you need multiples, bring those out too. To me, this is the most effective way right now of doing this, and I'm going to show you why. Just drop it there. The next thing you want to do is put on your biggest backpack you've got. A CSP-68H is a heavy backpack. It's a large backpack. It carries a lot of inventory. So make sure you've got that on. Go into your inventory. I want to move all these pistols, right? Well, instead of dragging these one by one, or you can hold shift and click. You can do that. That's effective, but here's what I like to do. If you want to move all this stuff, hit move all. It's going to dump it in that size inventory. Hitting move all is going to move it back, so you can't open your crate down here and hit move all and have it go here. It's going to always go back into the local inventory. Now that you've got those in your storage, come over to your crate, hit move all, bada bing, bada boom. I'm missing pistols. Why didn't they all come over? Don't know why they're back over here. I don't think I hit move all. All right, so they're in my backpack. There's only 2. Okay, we're at the end of a patch cycle, guys. There's probably some issues going on with the servers that, well, probably going to have to. Oh, that's weird. All right, they're in my backpack. I'm only moving like 2 at a time. This is weird. Okay, I don't know what's going on there. That normally doesn't happen. Anyway, that's how I would do it. I would fill my backpack, my core armor, my leg armor with everything I want to put over there, and then I would just come over here and I would hit move all. It's going to dump it into this crate, and that's the quickest way I know of to load these. This is actually unloading crates. So in your inventory, the kiosk inventory, the easiest way I found to unload a crate is simply open a crate you've got inventory in, hit move all. It's going to put it over into your person inventory. And then if you hit move all again, it's going to put it over into your local inventory. So that works. It's like a one-way street, right? When you move all, it goes into local, right? But for some reason from a container, it goes to personal, which allows you to move it to local. You can't do it the other way that I've found. I wish there was a way to right-click move all and say move all to container, the open container or something like that, but that's not a thing. So anyway, I thought that might be of some value. So instead of clicking and dragging all this shit that you've gathered up into your inventory, move all, put it over, and then if there were things you wanted to keep in the crate, like let's say there's just a few things you wanted to keep in the crate, well then just drag those back. Now there is another way you can load these, but lately I've not seen this work. If this way would work, it would be the ideal way of doing this, and I'm going to show you how to do that. All right, what you do is you go into your freight elevator, you grab a crate, drag it to the left side, which is your freight elevator, the actual platform. So with the elevator lowered, I actually have a SCU box on that platform lowered in the inventory center, whatever that is. If you double click this, it opens it. Now you can dump stuff there. I want to move all these weapons. So to me, this is the best way of doing this because now you can be selective about what you want. Click individual ones and then you drag them over and it puts them over there. Or you can also select all and move all if you want to move them all. Now, lately I've not seen this work, so I'm going to show you this here. I've got the crate here. I've got a bunch of pistols in it. It may or may not work. Last couple times I've tried this, it has not. But that might just be the state of the patch. If it worked, great. This is my preferred method of doing this. It is the quickest, the easiest, the most pain-free. And there's 2 weapons in there. I don't know what's going on with that. But there you have it, friends. That is how I load my SCU crates. The reason I think you were asking about this, as you did, was you saw I had crates full of inventory that I sold in that other video. I will link that video up here if you want to check it out. I highly recommend it if you want to sell in bulk. It is the easiest and the fastest way of doing it. But I had crates full of looted inventory that I picked up over the course of several patches, and all I did was moved it. Moved it in my crate, took it to a place, I sold it. I showed you how in that video, so check that out if you want to know how, but that's how I loaded the crates. Guys, I hope this is helpful to you. Definitely leave me comments. If there are other ways of loading crates that I didn't touch on, definitely let me know in the comments below. I will check those out. Otherwise, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you in my next episode. Take care, everyone. I love you. Have a good night. Hello friends and welcome back to Emily's Game. I wanted to update a video I did just about a year ago, maybe over a year ago now, about how to sell items in bulk. We know we can do this with commodities such as RMC or CMAT or gold or whatever other commodities out there at various TDD centers and admin centers. But those of you that like to loot may find yourself with a ton of inventory that you need to do something with eventually. It just stacks up and you got to get rid of it. So what I've done is I've collected a bunch of loot and I've thrown it into some cargo crates. And I'm going to show you how you can offload that stuff and make a little bit of money off it at the same time. So to start, we're going to run into the weapon shop here. I am at Port Tresler, but you can go to any of the main spaceports to do this. So I'm going to show you what you can do to sell individual items first. So when you go to the weapons items kiosks and you've got a bunch of weapons and crates, if you go to the sell icon, you don't see your crates because this location doesn't buy crates. If you're at a location that bought crates, you could actually pick the crate and see the contents inside, but you can't here. So the only way you do this here is you choose your subsource, which are one of the crates that I have in my local station inventory. Once I've picked that, I can individually sell these items. Now, if you have a lot of stuff in these crates, that will take you forever to sell these. It sucks. One thing I want to show you before we move on to the next part of this video, which is the important part. I have a bunch of pistols in one of these crates, and as you can see, they do sell individually for 395 credits. Remember that. So now I'm going to go to the cargo center, and let me show you how you can sell these items directly from the crate in bulk. So one of the key points to remember here is I have brought these boxes to the station on a ship, and then I put the boxes on my freight elevator and lowered them into my inventory. You've got to get them into your inventory. You cannot detect them from the ship. I did test that just before this to see if that might be a change they've made, but it is not. All right, same thing with at the weapons kiosk. You need to go to sell. Now, if you notice, I see my 3 crates. I also see them here, so I can still sell individually. All right, friends, this is the crate I had with the pistols in it. As you can see, they don't sell here. I don't know why that is, but you cannot sell those pistols at the cargo centers. All right. Now, if we go back here to sell and go to all options where you see your crates, now you can pick your crate. If you hit quick sell, I believe that sells the crate and not the contents. And I think it dumps all the contents back in your inventory. So do not hit quick sell. You want to select this and then hit sell. And then there you're going to see all the items you can sell. Now, you cannot scroll through this. I don't know why. That could be a just me issue. If you're able to scroll through this window, please let me know. I don't know. I've not been able to do this patch for some reason. I think I could in prior patches, but anyways. So if you look, these are already selected. If I pick one, it's going to lower the price, which means it's unselecting them. So you do not have to select these. They are pre-selected. I'm going to hit sell. That means I made almost 32,000 credits off that crate. If that would have been all loot stuff, that'd been a nice little, hey, I need a little bit of extra money. Let me just sell all the shit that I picked up, and bada bing, bada boom. Now, I think this is the one with my pistols in it. No. So this one has armor items. So as you can see, I'm going to sell 8,844 worth of armor items. I believe that would cost me a ton more to buy than I am to sell. So you can't buy it to sell it. You're not going to make any money that way. But if you're picking up this stuff in the bunkers, in the depots, in the CZs, you're going to be able to build up an inventory and then sell it off like this and actually just make some extra credits. Just remember, don't go buy stuff to go somewhere else and sell it. You're not going to make a profit off of it. All right, friends, this is my box with the pistols. As you can see, they do not sell here. So that sort of sucks because I have a ton of pistols in this crate. But I also have a bunch of other stuff that is going to sell. So I'm going to go ahead and sell this. And then I'm going to check my inventory and see if 3 LH86s showed up and then a bunch of S38 pistols showed up. Because right now I'm at Port Tresler. There's nothing in my inventory except for, I think, 2 Atlases and some favors. So we're going to sell this for 25,000 K. Bada bing, bada boom. As you can see, I have nothing left to sell. I don't even have sub-inventories to pick from. Now, another thing you can do, if you need to, is you can pick from your source your backpack. And anything you've got in your backpack, you can also sell that. Now, I don't know why I have a lifeguard attachment. I'm going to sell it. I don't ever use that, so get rid of that. Straight from my backpack. Same applies to the rest of your item. If you've got, I got my core and my legs here. I've got some cruises in my core, and there's nothing on my legs. Awesome. But yeah, that's pretty cool that you can do that here. You can also do that from the weapons stores. They do also have that same option for you to pick your different parts of your armor, your backpack, etc., and the crates. All right, as you can see, I got 3 86 pistols and a bunch of S38s. So it did dump those back into my inventory. So if an item does not sell when you sell them in mass from a crate, it will put it back in your inventory. You can box it up and do what you will with it elsewhere. I don't have a need for these, so they can just stay here at Port Trezler, and I will forget about them. Hi friends, that's it for this video. If you found this helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date on any of the videos I put out on gameplay tips or how-tos, etc. Also, don't forget to let me know in the comments your thoughts on this. Do you have other ways of selling that are useful that I can also share with the community here? Do you have struggles in selling from crates? I'm curious. I had someone comment on a video today saying all these issues that they're having. I don't have the same issues this person does. It kind of blows my mind how wildly different some of our experiences can be. Some people have an enormous amount of issues, while some people have, just a few here and there. So I find that very curious and interesting. So let me know if you have trouble doing this, and maybe we can find a workaround for you. Guys, I love you, and I'll catch you in my next episode. Take care and have a wonderful night. Bye. Good evening, friends, and welcome back to Emily's Game. I have had a lot of comments on my video from, I believe it was 2 patches ago, about ship auto-loading and unloading, wanting to know if it still works in 4.1. I believe it does, but we're going to go test it. So if you're not familiar with how this works, let me share a couple of tips with you along the way on how to do this and how to do it successfully, because there's a few ways that you can actually cause it to screw up. The game can also cause it to screw up, but there's some things you can do to prevent yourself from causing it. I've got 2 star lifters here, an M2 and a C2. I'll touch base more on why when we get back to the hangar. We're going to load up my C2, and we're just going to go with scrap, because scrap is great. Alright, so if you look, I was able to select my C2 right off the bat. Now, in my last video, that didn't work. When you picked a ship, it wouldn't pick it. So it seems to be working here, but the weird thing is my M2 is not choosable, which I don't understand. The C2 is, and it's correct because it's 696 SCU. So always make sure your cargo capacity matches the ship you're trying to use. But pay attention to what ship you've got, okay? Your SCU capacity will help you with that. All right, we're going to go ahead and load it up with these SCU crates. It's going to cost us 912,000. Since we've selected the ship, this should auto-load it. Your estimated loading time is 6 minutes. We're going to let that run through. It's going to cost me 20.3K to auto-load it, because that could be a thing. All right, we're going to wait the 6 minutes out, and I will see you back at the hangar. All right, friends, as you can see, I got 30 seconds left before my ship is full. So while I am waiting for this to finish, let me go over why I said earlier that I've got 2 star lifters up here. This is kind of important right now because this is still kind of an issue. If you call a ship from ASOP terminals at the hangar stations here, there's a really good chance the ship won't be there when you get in the hangar. There's a really good chance it could be destroyed. There's a really good chance it could be upside down. I don't trust the ASOP terminals outside the hangars. So what I do, instead of calling the ship that I'm intending, I call another ship of like size. Well, since I've got my C2, I need a big ship. So the M2 is appropriate for this situation. Now that my C2 is full, I could retrieve it, but as I said, I'm not going to because I don't want to lose the cargo. I'm going to call this M2. Now, I'd be willing to bet that when I get into my hangar here, the M2 will not be there. And this is precisely why I didn't want to call the C2. Now, I'm probably a liar. It's probably going to prove me wrong. The game is listening, and it's out to get me for some reason lately. So, let's see what happens. It's showing. But you know what? Oh, this is weird. couldn't activate the screen. I'm okay to be wrong, but experience dictates that this. All right, as I said, I was not wrong. My M2 is down there. This is exactly why I didn't want to call the C2. It's it's broken. So I'm going to claim the M2. So this is a problem if you don't have multiple ships that you can do this with, which kind of sucks. I really hope this gets fixed soon. Yeah, you see M2 Starlifter, claim. I'm going to go ahead and do it. This way it disappears. Oh, hey, look. It's gone. We're going to deliver this. It's an awful workaround. It really is. I'm very paranoid about the ASOP terminals. They in the outside your elevators. They just still don't work. Let's go. Jeez, these are slow. Like the Polaris. Check it out. There's cargo. Oh. So we got our cargo, which I'm very happy for. Was a little worried it wasn't going to be there, to be honest. Okay, I'm going to say this a few times throughout this video. Do this at your own risk. There is very good potential that you can lose your cargo doing this. Very good potential you lose the money you invest in doing this. Personally, I've not lost money in doing this, save one time out of many dozens. We are, and if I didn't say it before, we are at Port Tressler. We are going to go down to Pyro Gateway and sell this. There's enough of a profit there I can make it worth it, and we're going to go from there. So I will see you down at Pyro. So we have made it to Pyro Gateway. This is where we're going to sell our load of scrap. This is the next very important piece of information that you need to follow, because this has been an issue in the past. This has caused cargo to get stuck on your ship grids. And the way that I've found around it, because this never once happened to me, and I'm bad about watching my ships go down. I like to see them go down, I like to see them get stored. When you store your ship, watch it go down. Make sure it goes down, make sure it disappears off the pad. What a lot of people were doing was they were leaving their hangar with the ship still up. That's causing the station to auto-store the ship. That is breaking the ship's cargo grid. At least it was. I'm not taking any chances. I'm going to assume that that's still a problem. So always store your ship before you leave your hangar. Wait for it to finish. It just takes an extra couple of seconds. And then leave your hangar. This will save you some heartache. It'll save you some grief. It'll save you some credits. But this is how I have done every one of my auto load and unload ship commodity sales. And it's worked, I swear, every time. Except for once. Once it did not work, but it was a server error, and I pretty much just lost everything because of it. And you know what? It is what it is. It's the game we play. I have another issue too, where if I back up, can't see it now, I get the loot prompt, and for some reason it's been kind of superseding what's in front of me, and I keep looting myself. So I'm not sure what's up with that. I do need to put a ticket in for that, but I've been seeing that since last night. Alright guys, here we are at Pyro Gateway admin panels. I have one ship here, the C2. And as I said at the other station, when you pick your ship, it doesn't always pick, and you can see that perfectly here. I picked the C2, it's not there. Now, here's what you need to pay attention to. There are two of me here. One of those is not what you think it is. It's going to be my ship. So I don't understand why, but that's how this works. All right. So here I can sell my max cargo, 1.65 million. That's what, 940, I think. So 125,000 is about what I'm making, give or take. We're going to do it. The auto unload time is 6 minutes. Confirm it. I'm at 253.3. This should go up to 254.4. Bada bing, bada boom, guys. That's it. It does work. For those of you that commented on my channel that says it does not work, pay attention to how I did that. Don't always call your ship that you're intending to use once you've loaded it with cargo. Call a different ship to get your access to your hangar. Number 2, when you get to your destination, store your ship fully. Make sure it goes underground, doors close, and that the ramp or the ship serial number or whatever, make sure that disappears off your screen before you leave your hangar. Those are the most important things you need to do to make this a success. I have done this countless times, and I have made tons and tons and tons of money doing this. It's not difficult. It can be a little more time consuming because now you're waiting for your ship to lower and come back up if you called another one, just for that safety fact of not trusting what the ASOP terminals out here are going to do. So guys, if you have any questions, let me know. I'd be happy to walk you through this if you still can't get it, if you're still having trouble with it. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate when you guys do that. That shows me that these videos are of value to you. And if you have ideas for other issues or videos that you'd like to see happen, let me know. I've got a few in the works that I'm going to get out here hopefully soon. I got some other special things coming up. Otherwise, you guys, I love you. Have a wonderful evening, and I will catch you in my next episode. Take care and have a wonderful night. Bye. Good evening, friends, and welcome back to Emily's Game. In my video yesterday about how to unload and load cargo, and a lot of questions about, does this work in hauling missions, and why can't I get the reclaimer to do this? So what they're asking is, why can't the reclaimer auto unload and load? I don't know about auto loading the reclaimer. I don't see why you'd want to do that, but yes, it does auto unload. I'm going to show you how. As for hauling missions, I've responded to everyone that I've seen ask that question. No, auto loading and unloading does not work for hauling missions until you're beyond the member rank. Once you get beyond the member rank, the missions that give you thousands of SCUs to pick up and deliver allow you to use the Haul C, which you can pick up from the cargo deck and deliver to a cargo deck, which allows you to auto load and unload. That is the only way I know that you can use auto loading and unloading for the hauling missions. I am currently grinding my way there. I'm about halfway through member rank, so as soon as I get to the part where I can use my Haul C on those, I will put a video out showing you how that works with the hauling contracts. All right, friends, so what I've done is, the ones that have asked about the reclaimer, you're asking because you know how to use the reclaimer. So I'm not going to go through the process of showing you how to use the reclaimer or how I got these boxes. But I did go get these just rather quickly here. I've added some to the grid and not to the grid. So some of these boxes are not on the grid because I want to show you how each box reacts when they're not on the grid and what you can do about that. One of the questions I've seen was, can you only sell on the grid, or does it work no matter what's in the ship? With the reclaimer, you can stuff this bad boy full of a lot of shit. But the grid is only so big. You do have a grid below you, and you have another cargo room down there. You can stack in there, but most people just tend to stuff this room. Now, that does pose a problem. I'm going to show you why. All right, friends, we're going to go and do the next step of this. Of course, the first step being get your shit on the ship. All right, step 2 is store your ship. Now, common thing people like to do, as I said in the auto loading and unloading video, is don't let the station store your ship. That is where you get yourself into trouble with your cargo grids. All right, most people will just leave the station through their hangar and the ship will store automatically. It'll go into storage or something worse, give or take. You never know. What you need to do is go into your ASOP while you still see your ship, and you need to tell your hangar to store your ship. Watch it store, make sure it goes away. That is going to be the most likely thing to help you succeed without cargo grid issues. We should see our serial number disappear just like that. She's gone. She's in storage. We are now safe to vacate the hangar. So if this gets fixed one day and you can leave in the ship stores and it doesn't break the cargo grid, awesome. Don't expect it to work. I would just play the paranoid pilot and just do that. It takes a few seconds longer. Big deal, right? Big deal. All right, guys, we're going to head to the TDD, and I will see you over there. My friends, we are at the TDD on New Babbage. We're going to come in here, and I'm going to show you the next step, which is finding your ship. Now, I've shown... Okay, there's that other bug I talked about. For some reason, I can loot myself in front of screens, and I don't know why. But I showed this in the auto load and unload video I've done a few times now. Way down here is the ship I want. Now, when I click on this, I feel pretty certain it's not going to give me my reclaimer. And as you see, there's nothing there. So a good rule of thumb is go up one ship. Now, I have a lot of ships here, so it's going to be really difficult to find if it's not up one. But what I've been finding is it's like it's off by one in most cases, but not all cases. I've seen some places where it's like just all scatterbrained. But there it is. Okay, so up one was the rule here. There's my reclaimer. As you can see, I have cargo on grid and I have cargo off grid. So the importance here is I don't believe we can sell the off grid stuff at all. It's not in this manner anyways. It's not something that the commodity terminal can handle. I believe it's going to tell me that I have insufficient funds or materials. So we're going to go ahead and sell. I believe this is what's on grid. Does it actually say? I don't see where it says. We're going to sell this. All right, so I'm going to have to pay for auto unloading. It's 4.74K. That's not a big deal. We're going to confirm it. It takes 2 minutes to unload that. So by the time I get back to make any adjustments to my cargo grid, it should be done. But we don't want to pull the ship up. I don't think you can pull the ship up while it's still unloading. So that's done. 2 minutes later, we'll be able to go back and make adjustments if we need to. But let's check this out now. 176 SEU is still available to sell. I'm pretty certain this is my off-grid containers, and I don't believe it's going to sell. We're going to try it anyways, just to confirm. Insufficient stock. I was wrong, not funds, stock. So it's saying I don't have this stock to give them, and that's because it's not on the grid. So I'm going to run back, I'm going to load it on the grid, and then we're going to come back and we're going to sell it just to make sure that that's what's going on here, which I'm 110% sure that's what's going on. But anyways, I just want to show it to you. So I will be back. Hi friends, we are back in the reclaimer and we have less boxes. So we're going to position these guys onto the grid so that I can get it sold. My grid is full, which sucks. I wish there was more room in this room. There's a lot of room in this room. I just wish there was more grid room. No problem. We have room downstairs, not directly below us. There is no cargo grid in the room below us, but there is a cargo hold that we can go to. Get this last box on the grid so that we can get all this off the ship. Oh shit, can you not do size 16 boxes down here? Oh, I think I learned something new today, friends. Oh, that sucks. That's dumb. Ah, chain. I forgot that chain was there. Okay, well, I was wrong. If I had 8 SCU boxes, I could take care of it. So I'm going to cheat. Stand by. What do you guys think of that Best in Show paint on that? I hated it when they came out, but I feel like I hate it less. And honestly, on the C1, I think I'm actually starting to like it. I don't love it, but I don't know. I like it better than the green that I think comes with. I don't know. I want to see a Meridian paint on the Reclaimer. That would be badass. All right, we're going to lower this here. That way it's in inventory. We're going to watch the ship disappear. That way it's in inventory. Friends, we are good to rock and roll. All right, I will see you back at the TDD once again. My friends, we are back at the TDD and New Babbage after putting that gear back on the cargo grid. So we're going to see if we can now sell it. It said before, insufficient stock. We know that's not true. We know I've got it. Girl, you got it. All right, now, last time the Gladius was my Reclaimer. And it still is. All right, it registers 10, 16 SCU boxes. You're going to sell it. Firm it.
You keeping busy?
Bada bing, bada boom. There you go, friends. Success. You have to have the cargo on the grid. It would be cool if you didn't have to, because underneath the salvage processing in the Reclaimer is a cargo space without a grid, which sucks because you can stuff a lot of boxes down there. But you got to move it. And it's kind of counterintuitive to put your stuff on a grid, come here, sell it, go back, put your stuff on a grid, come here, sell it, and just keep doing it till you sell everything on the ship. It's not perfect, but if you just do little quick trips, like one hopper full, you could probably get away with selling it all at once, and then going back out, do another full hopper full, selling it at once. You saw I made, gosh, 700, 800,000 on just one full hopper. So good stuff, you know. I hope this is helpful to you. Oh yes, we got to remember to sell the one I stuck in storage. What else do I have here I can sell? Oh shit, I did lower that. Uh-huh. That's really weird. I did stick a 16 SCU box in my elevator. I'm pretty sure it went down. Anyways, whatever. It's just one box. That sucks. Probably inventory is just running behind. I've seen that before too. But there you have it, friends. Let me know if this is helpful to you, those of you that do use the Reclaimer. Auto loading and unloading.
Really keeps me going through a lot of crap.
Did you guys see that guy's head? Exorcist shit going on right here. Oh, that was weird. I'm gonna try to go back and highlight that if he does it again. He's on to me. Gotta go. But anyways, let me know if this is valuable to you, and if you have any other videos you'd like to see how-tos for. Are you running into issues that you've not seen a fix for? Let me know. The more detail you can give, the better. I'd be willing to try and recreate the issue and find a workaround for it. I'm not sure why I do that, but I do like to do that. I guess that's why I'm in IT. I guess, I don't know. But anyways, I'd be happy to help. So let me know what you got, guys. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. I did hit 4,000 subscribers today, so thank you guys so much for that. That is truly awesome. I've been doing this a year and a half now, but only 1 year in Star Citizen. April 1st was my 1 year since I started playing Star Citizen. So this is really exciting. I love this. I'm looking even more forward to hitting my 5,000 subscribers because I have a couple of special items that I need to offload, and I'll be doing it around that time. So stay tuned for that. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, and as always, I love you guys, and I will see you in my next episode. Take care and have a wonderful night. Bye.
heavyweight every day. Workhorse of the verse, let me show you how we play. Atlas in the bay, heavyweight every day. Workhorse of the verse, let me show you how we play. Atlas in the bay, heavyweight every day. Workhorse of the verse, let me show you how we play. Stack it high, C2 stuff to the brim. Atlas rolls in, let the offload begin. Orange steel beast with the claws on lock, calling freight in the dark, running dock to dock. Iron Atlas, built for the grind. Workhorse forever, one of a kind. From dock to deck, through stars we climb. Iron Atlas, always on time. Iron Atlas, always on time. Iron Atlas, always on time. Engines hum, hydraulic flex. Atlas don't quit, what you expect? Load by load,